let's be real. Change is inevitable, right? But actually leading it, that can be one of the toughest challenges out there. So today, we're going to dive deep into why even our most brilliant ideas can hit a wall of resistance. And more importantly, how you can navigate those tricky waters and come out the other side. You know the feeling, don't you? You come in, you're buzzing with a game-changing idea, something you know is a total win, and then crickets. Or worse, you get this immediate wall of pushback. It is so frustrating, it literally feels like you're running full speed into a brick wall. Okay, but here's the first big mind shift we need to make. Resistance isn't just people being difficult or stubborn for the sake of it. It's actually a completely natural, protective human instinct. Think of it as a defense mechanism that fires up the second our stability feels threatened. I absolutely love this analogy, an organizational immune system. See, your body's immune system isn't evil, right? It's just trying to protect you. It attacks things it sees as a foreign threat to keep the whole system safe. Well, resistance in a team or company works the exact same way. It's the organization trying to protect itself from something new that it just doesn't understand yet. So if we start from the idea that resistance is a natural defense, our first job isn't to fight it, it's to understand it. So let's start by really defining this change hurdle and figuring out what it's actually made of. All right, now that we've kind of framed the problem, it's time to pop the hood. Let's start decoding this resistance and get to the bottom of the very human reasons why this is such a common reaction. And this is so important. We have to learn to look past that surface level no. We gotta start digging for the real, and usually very valid, concerns that are hiding just underneath. Because I promise you, it's almost never about just plain stubbornness. And here they are, the real drivers. Look at this list. It all makes sense, right? Fear of the unknown is huge. People are thinking, will I even be good at this new thing? Then there's loss of control. We all want to feel like we have some say in our own work. You've got totally practical stuff too, like the very real fear of just having more work piled on, or, and this is a big one, remembering that last change initiative that was a total disaster. But you know, maybe the biggest driver of them all is that last one. People simply don't get why we're doing this in the first place. So if those are the roots of the problem, what do we do about it? We can't just ignore them. We need a plan, a toolkit. So now let's build one together, filled with practical strategies that are all grounded in empathy and smart planning. The absolute non-negotiable foundation of this whole toolkit is communication. And I don't just mean sending out a memo. I mean creating a genuine culture of clarity where people feel informed, they feel heard, and they feel safe enough to ask the tough questions. Let's break that down. First, you have to communicate the why, not just the what, the why. And you have to say it over and over and over again. Second, you have to answer everyone's favorite radio station, WIFM, or What's in it for me. And third, and this might be the hardest part, you have to actually listen. Create real opportunities for feedback and prove to people that you're hearing them, not just waiting for your turn to talk again. Communication is critical, but it's not enough on its own. The next pillar is all about moving people from being passive spectators of change to being active players in the game. You see, here's the secret. People don't resist change, they resist being changed. It's a huge difference. So what do? You bring them into the process. You co-create the plan with them. Find those influential people on the team and empower them to be your champions. And you absolutely must give them the training and resources they need to feel confident. Give them real ownership over a piece of the puzzle. Because when it's their plan too, they'll fight to make it work. Okay, on to our final pillar. You can communicate like a pro and involve everyone under the sun, but if the actual rollout is a chaotic disaster, you're still gonna fail. Smart, thoughtful implementation is everything. So, first off, don't try to boil the ocean. Start small. Do a pilot program, roll it out in phases. That makes it feel way less overwhelming. It's also really important to acknowledge what worked about the old way. That shows respect before you pivot everyone to the future. And this one is non-negotiable. You have to celebrate the small wins along the way. That's how you build momentum. Because, let's face it, real change doesn't happen overnight. So there we have it, our toolkit. Powerful communication, deep involvement, and smart implementation. Now let's tie it all together and focus on the most important thing, what you're gonna do next. I really want you to let this quote sink in. Resistance isn't an obstacle you have to crush. It's feedback you need to understand. So the next time you hear that pushback, Don't think enemy, think data. What is this resistance telling you? What's the flaw in the plan it's pointing out? What fear have you not addressed yet? Because at the end of the day, you can't just command your way through a major change. It doesn't work. You have to connect your way through it. It's about putting yourself in your team's shoes and leading with genuine empathy. That right there is the only way to create real, lasting transformation. So I'll leave you with this challenge. Think about a change you're trying to lead right now. What's one single conversation you can have tomorrow where your only goal isn't to convince, but just to listen? How can you start turning that resistance from a roadblock into your greatest resource?